Alright guys, welcome back. I'm out here with Phillip. How you doing, man?
Good.
Yeah, how old are you, bro?
I'm 38 years old.
From Tucson?
No, originally I'm from upstate New York. I was born there. I lived there till I was about 12 years old, and then I moved to Pennsylvania. And then I moved here in 2003, so I was like 17 years old. Yeah. Never saw in my life. It was crazy because the only time I ever saw him was in textbooks in school and shit like that. I was a dare kid, and I went to state trooper summer camps and shit like that. So it's like when I live this life now, my dad named me after Phil Collins, so he has a song Another Day in Paradise about homelessness. So I never thought growing up that I would be homeless or I'd be doing or anything like that. So this whole thing is a mind kinda. I'm SMI, so like I was seriously mentally ill, and it's mainly because of the life I had to live to get through it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I got bad PTSD, so there's that. And then schizophrenic, I've been starting to go off on people because of the blues. It makes you violent. Makes you bad violent.
Do you, I don't know much about the schizophrenia thing. Do you hear voices or?
Yeah, I hear voices and I see things.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And are they thoughts that you could hear, or is something talking to you?
More like noises.
Noises, okay.
Like, sometimes I'll go around cars, and if I'm having a thought or I'm talking, because I'll talk to myself, and then I'll like kind of project out to other people. I'll start talking like I'm talking to people, you know what I mean? And a car horn will go off or something, and I had to tell myself after a while that wasn't real.
Okay.
If it was real, then it's just them parking or something, but most of the time it's not. It's just the car going off, and then there's nobody there, nobody going to the car, so I had to tell myself, that wasn't real. It's kind of messed up because, like, you don't know when you're hearing or seeing things that are real or not. So to you, it's real, and then the time that you have to sit there and convince yourself what is real and what's not.
Wow.
So it sucks.
That's a struggle, dog.
Yeah, it sucks. So, like, with the blues out here in Tucson, you'll notice a lot of people walking around screaming and yelling and cussing and just carrying on about weird random shit. And I call them the screamers. And the screamers, those are the ones that got too far on the blues or whatever, or the G or whatever, and it f***ed your brain up. They couldn't handle it.
Okay.
So you get those people, and then they're all over the place. I started moving into that realm, so it sucks because I'm having to deal with it now, and I'm highly intelligent. I'm autistic, so I'm on the low end of the spectrum, and so I tend to think more than most people, and I have more intelligence than most people. But it's getting harder and harder to try to convince myself what is real and what's not.
Yeah, I hear you. Is that a Hatchet Man right there?
Yeah.
ICP, yeah. Have you ever seen him live?
No.
Okay. You like
actually,
Twisted?
Yeah, I love Twisted.
Esham, yeah.
Esham,
all them guys, bro.
ABK. we had okay, so the Juggalo scene here in Tucson, about 2004 is when I really started getting into it, and then like that was all I cared about.
Yep.
Was my ninjas and my family, and that was it. And then slowly, because like if you listen to the music, they're not about fixing the world's wrongs. We're about finding spirituality, whatever fits us, but we're the weirdos, we're the outcasts from society. So like a lot of what we do, most people, they're like, oh well, they're weird, or whatever, but to us it's just like normal stuff. Like, we'll take anybody. Like, you could be whatever color, you could be whatever race, you could be whatever, and if you're a Juggalo, you're fam. You know what I
Straight
mean?
up. If you feel like an outcast, you know, they'll take you in, bro.
Yeah.
I had the Riddle Box shirts. Yeah, dog. Fago.
Yeah, I got
used
all
to
the-
love going to concerts. Yep.
I got all the.
That's cool. Let me see that, bro.
Yeah, I got all the albums, the 6 Joker albums on my arm.
That's awesome, dog.
There's little 6 cards.
Yeah.
Riddle box right there.
Damn, that's it, dog. When I first saw you, I thought it was like a prison tat, and then I just saw the Hatchet Man. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them are prison tats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have no actual like studio art.
Okay.
All mine's from private people in prison. So like all my tattoos, I either got them in prison or from people that were just mobbing around and like, hey, you want a tattoo? Like, yeah.
I hear you, dog.
I mean, I like it that way because it's more personable. I don't want like a mass-produced like artist piece or whatever. I like the street people.
Yeah.
I love it. And it's getting harder to try to convince myself that this is not the life too, also because I find this exciting. I love this, you know what I mean? At the same time, I try to keep morals because where I grew up, a lot of stuff that happens out here would not be the same out there. Like they wouldn't put up with it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like the stealing, like my buddy before, he was saying they don't put up with it out here. It happens so much though that it's getting out of hand, and that's why they had to stop it like that. You know what I mean? Because before we didn't have it like that out here. I was homeless. I first became homeless in 2004, and I first started doing like about 2009, and well, I did like marijuana and stuff, but most people out here they don't consider that a. That's just like a cigarette.
Yeah.
To people. So.
And you first, you got put onto the blues here in Tucson?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was last year.
Okay.
I tried them before that, but I wasn't doing them as a habit until this last year. And even then, I only do like 1 or 2, maybe 3 a day at the most. And so I keep it low so that way I don't get so hooked like most other people. Like I can go days without doing them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it's not like where I'm sitting there, you know, selling my mother or my grandma for whatever I need. You know, I'm not like that to that point. I've been to a bunch of rehabs. I like the lifestyle. I like the life out here because you never know what the next day brings.
You feel free out here?
I do.
Yeah. Do you take medication?
Yeah. Okay. I'm on an Abilify shot.
Okay.
So that actually helps me with my schizophrenia and my other symptoms.
Yeah.
And it helps me so I'm more cohesive, I'm more coherent, I'm more, what's that word there? It's, there's a word there, I forgot what it was.
Like stable or alert?
No, it's, it starts with an L, I can't think of, lucid.
Okay.
Lucid.
What does that mean?
So, alright, if you're elucid or not elusive, then you're like those people that are babbling and stuff and walking around like that they don't see and hear everything, right? That's elusive, you know what I mean? And so when you're lucid, you're more in touch with what's actually going on.
Gotcha.
So I used to study the books, all the DSM manuals and all the stuff when I was in the psych ward. So when I was in Pennsylvania before I moved out here, I did about 5 years in the psych ward. My dad and them basically made it to the point of where they needed money. So my dad convinced me to tell the doctors that I was seeing and hearing shit. Okay. So basically I kind of created my own insanity, if you will, over the years. So they call me Joker or Casper. That was my first nickname, was Casper. Then when I had this done, they call me Joker. So
right on.
I love it because when they came out with the first Joker movie, I was like, dude, that's me all day. Like,
you can relate with it,
yeah.
How's you still talk to family at all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're here. They're doing good. My dad and mom, they're on Section 8. My brother's
Okay.
living here and there. My other brother, he's working. I mean, I come from a good family.
Are they here in Tucson?
Yeah, right
Okay.
here.
Right on.
We're all here in Tucson. My grandparents, they're all dead.
Okay.
And my cousins, I don't know what happened to my cousins. I think one's a nuclear physicist or some shit.
Wow.
And the other one, he's a counselor or whatever. Something like that. I come from a really good family, so it's like my family, well, my uncle, he was in the Marines. My dad was in the Navy. My mom, she just did like odd jobs here and there. Worked for Tucson City Court for a little while. She's like active in certain things. You know what I mean? But my mom, she's not the same as she used to be either, because like my dad kind of treated her bad for a number of years. He doesn't really take care of her, so
Yeah.
she doesn't have all the stuff she needs and wants. So she lost painting. She went to college for painting
Wow.
and art, and she just stopped doing that a number of years ago. It's sad to see someone that, you know, loves doing something and then they don't do it anymore because they just fell into a routine, like taking care of the house.
Okay.
So my mom doesn't paint no more or anything.
How's your relationship overall with them? Like when you talk to them, do they
They get mad.
tell you to come home or?
Yeah, well, no, they don't tell me to come home.
No.
It's the exact opposite. So, like, I'm the outcast of the family. Like, I'm the one that they don't want coming around. And it's not because I'm bad or anything. It's mostly because they're afraid of getting kicked out from their Section 8 because I'm a felon. So, they're afraid that if I come over, the city of Tucson's going to kick them out and yada yada and all bad. So, I stay away mainly for that reason. The only time I go to my mom and dad's is when I need to charge my phone, or I just want to say hi and see how they're doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's rare, but they live in a decent part of the city. They live in a decent part of the city, and it's kind of funny because my dad, he's starting to tell me about how people are walking through the neighborhood doing this, that, and I was like, Dad, they've always been there. It's just you never noticed it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I say a decent part of the city, because like Tucson in and of itself it's like a creature is how I explain it. Tucson's like a creature, and it's constantly morphing. So like you can have one side of the city that was good 10 years ago, and now it's like horrible. So it's like you can't just define Tucson as like the same thing for like 100 years. It's not like that. It's every 2 years this shit changes, it morphs.
Yeah.
So it's like a growing creature that just it's nuts.
It's a trip.
I've never seen anywhere like Tucson, Arizona. Anywhere.
Do you think it's because we're near the border?
I don't think so. I think it's more because we're in like, okay, so I noticed something. Arizona has its own time zone.
Our time doesn't change?
Yeah.
At all. Like the time zone does,
yeah.
But the actual time stays the same.
The time stays the same.
Yep.
And it's the only place in the United States that does that. So I don't know why, because it's in the same time corridor as Mountain Standard Time, but it's Arizona Standard Time. Which it's only the outline of the state, which is weird because it's like if you go anywhere else, I think it's like I call it the Bermuda Triangle of the U.S.
Of the states, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because this is where everybody comes to either die or live a crazy life. So, you know what I mean?
I like you, dog. I like your personality.
Yeah.
So, as far as like jobs, what kind of jobs have you had or anything? I'm gonna move this out of the sun.
I've done a lot of stuff. Like my first job was a janitor.
Yeah.
So I was a janitor at DKA, and as part of the summer school or a summer program, and I actually I didn't graduate school, but I graduated that program, and then I stayed working with them for a number of months, and then that's when I first became homeless.
Okay.
2004. And so I've had that job. I've worked at a couple, what are they called? Sonics. And then I've worked at Long John Silver's.
Oh, I missed that place.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they had it right there on 22nd and Alveron.
Fish planks, dog. Dang.
Yeah.
Culver's is the next nearest spot for that, but
Yep.
man,
There's this one place, I forgot where it's at. It's over there on First and Fort Lowell. I want to try it out, but it's something fish and chips.
okay.
And I heard it's pretty damn good. It's expensive, but it's pretty good
Yeah.
from what I understand. So I've been to England. I've been to the UK, and their fish and chips is like, oh my god, they still wrap it in the newspapers.
Man.
Yeah, fried fish. Oh my god, best shit ever.
So what was the initial cause of your homelessness? Like addiction, basically, or?
No. More it was my well, I mean that's a part of it, but more it's like my mental state.
Okay.
I just don't feel, because after being in the psych ward so long, I got institutionalized at a real young age. So I just didn't like being inside. Like, and I felt better off being in the streets because I could just go wherever I want. You know what I mean? I could.
Yeah.
Today it might be this side of town. 2 days from now I might be on a whole nother side of town. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I go wherever. I got a 6-man tent. I got 2 big bags that I carry, and the backpack.
Okay.
So I can carry all of that and then just go wherever I want. And then we got shopping carts everywhere across the city. So if I really feel lazy, I used to weigh 244 pounds last year.
Yeah.
And I've lost about 100 pounds since then. I weigh about 150 right now. So I lost all my weight. I was this way when I was first starting to do, and I was skinny when I first started doing, and then I got fat because my ex died. She was the one that introduced me to heroin, and I told her I put her through rehab, like, because I was like, after I tried the heroin, I was like, this is not what we're doing.
Yeah.
And I told her, I was like, you're gonna go to rehab. So I sent her to rehab, and I gave her the ultimatum. It's like, if you start this shit again, as long as we're together, like, I will leave you. You know what I mean? And she never did till the day she died. You know what I mean? She didn't die from that. We were doing G, and we got into an argument, and we were sober for 4 months. 4 months, and then I smoked a joint, and then she was like, well, you know I don't smoke weed, what can I do? So I was like, well, we could try to do the G again, but we won't make it a habit. And then about 2 weeks after that, I think, yeah, about 2 weeks after that was when she ended up dying. She hung herself, and I tried to save her. That's the main reason why I'm on the streets right now, is because of that. I haven't been able to get a place since then. I've been off the streets for maybe less than a couple months at a time. I can't handle it. I found her. Like, I found her, and I had to cut her down. I had to give her CPR. That didn't work. Went to the hospital. It was all bad. And I couldn't handle it mentally, because I'd never seen someone I loved in that way die. You know what I mean? And they told me, because they took her to the hospital, and they said her organs were working, but her brain had shut down, so she was brain dead. So they just pulled the plug after 7 days because insurance wouldn't pay for it. It's like, you need insurance to keep somebody alive. Like, that, I don't get this planet. When I came into this world, I was like, I knew it was evil. I hated it. And so it wasn't until I started doing it that I actually started to enjoy shit because, you know, I was in the psych ward for so many years, and then I got out, and then right after I got out, my dad moves us to Tucson. And Tucson, I was not ready for this shit. I had never been with a girl before. I had never done drugs. I had never, you know what I mean? So, like, I never was around gangbangers, you know, stuff like that. So, like, this was a whole new, where I come from, it's all small towns. I grew in upstate New York, little town called Horseheads, Ithaca, Big Flats, you know what I mean? And it was totally different. Living in a city this size, it's getting bigger day by day, and the traffic's gotten bad. People are stealing now left and right. I mean, the fentanyl hit, I mean, it got downhill real fast, and I've only been out here 20 years. So I lived out in Oklahoma with my wife for a little while, and that was from 2011 to 2016. Let me put this into perspective. So by the time I came back in 5 years, the whole downtown area like changed. Like the new buildings, everything new. They took out the Deanza Theater.
Oh, I mean,
all these landmarks.
Drive-in theater.
Yeah, all these landmarks that Tucson had for years, they ended up taking them out and then putting up this weird new shit. And it's like, they're doing it for the U of A. I mean, it's a good thing. I'm actually happy that they're valuing education now. It's just the wrong stuff. I think they should put the money more into the actual textbooks and shit like that than the entertainment. You know what I mean? Because when you have school, it's supposed to be for education, not entertainment. You know what I mean? But they want to bring more students to Tucson, so it's like, they have to make it appealing.
Yeah.
You know what
like
I mean?
attractive, yeah. Appealing.
Yeah. Because even like Seth MacFarlane, like I don't know if you know like Family Guy, but if you notice, he makes a lot of fun of Arizona and U of A. And that's because he went there. He went there. I
never noticed it.
Yeah. So like when he talks about Tucson, there's this one part where he's talking about Tucson, he's like, what does he say? He goes, oh, that was the one where Lois and Brian are talking about sending him to the stupidest city in the world. And they said, this is no shit. I'm in prison in Oklahoma, so I hadn't seen this episode before, and I love Family Guy. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like watching this, and I'm dying laughing because he walks into Tucson International Airport, and the dude walks up to you, goes, aloha. He says, excuse me, would you point me to the nearest library? I mean, everything changed because he started reading. Peter Griffin started reading, so he got smart. So they thought he was annoying, like the whole family. So they were like, we got to make him stupid again. How do we do that? Send him to Tucson. Dude, he walks in there, and he's like, aloha, boom, and the dude punches him in the gut, and then it pans out, and there's like all these people just like beating each other up, and it was like, dude, I was dying laughing because I'm like watching this, and I'm like, my cellie is like, he's like, bro, what's so funny about that shit? I was like, dude, that's where I'm from. Like, have you ever been to Tucson? Like, you never see no shit like this, bro. This is the Twilight Zone. That's what I nicknamed Tucson. I call it the Twilight Zone. I love it out here. I've never had so much fun in my life, at the same time so much heartbreak and pain, but I love the randomness. Just like, we've had people come up to us and give us food. We've had people come up to us and beat us and try to take our food and stuff and whatnot. And I mean, it's, every day is new and exciting. It's, the only thing that sucks though is the drugs. I mean, when fentanyl hit, I never seen anything like this. I've heard of the epidemic of the 80s. I didn't live through that. I was born in 86, so I was already halfway through, little tiny kid, so I don't, you know, I don't remember that shit. But, and I wasn't out here. But now that I've seen fentanyl hit, and what it did to the city, I'm just like, oh my God. And then they're talking about there's this new stuff called Trank.
Yeah.
And I've never even, I think that's what I was tripping on about a few months ago, because I started getting some weird G, and it was making me trip balls, and I've never tripped like that before. And walk around screaming and yelling and getting violent. I mean, I had an axe, and I could have killed somebody, you know what I mean? I made a promise to God, and I'm trying to be a Christian, so I made a promise to God that I wouldn't kill nobody. And it's getting harder with the mental health. That's why I had to take the Abilify shot, because I started to recognize that I was getting out of hand. So I started taking the shot. I go once a month, get a shot, and I'm good. I could talk normal. I could pretty much see and hear things as they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like right there is the
beep. Horn.
Yeah. Sometimes like I have to tell myself and then watch somebody else tell me, yeah, I heard that too.
Yep.
Because sometimes they don't. And they're looking at me like, are you okay? Like, yeah, I'm okay.
I hear you, man. I mean, I'm happy to hear it's working for you.
Yeah.
You know, I did an interview the other day, and the guy seemed a little unstable, you know, like a little firecracker.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that now. Like, I've seen people that weren't as bad as they were now as they were 5 years ago, even 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and they're getting worse. Like, there's just, I've had so many friends die that I meet new people every day. I meet new people every single day. I've met people that I didn't thought I met until I realized who they were. And then I was like, dude, that's you? Like, yeah, that changed drastically. I mean, physically, emotionally, visually, they've changed. And it's horrible, like, watching people degrade so much from this shit. I mean, I smoke one or two a day, maybe every other day, maybe sometimes, but some of these people, they be smoking 20, 30, 40, 50 of these things, and they don't wash, it's horrible. I try to keep myself clean, you know what I mean? Try to dress nice so that way, you know, people are more apt to deal with me, you know?
Yeah.
It's getting harder though because of the way the fentanyl is and when the people react to the way they are. I mean, they're smoking at bus stops and there's kids right there and they don't even care. It's never been like that in Tucson, where you just did your out in the open and, you know, people shooting up right at the bus stop. Yeah. Like, that's never been a thing ever, and they're starting to do that now. They're going to the bathrooms. We can't go to the bathrooms anymore anywhere in the city pretty much because people are smoking in the bathrooms and they're not caring. They tear out the toilet paper receptacles and shit. Like, I've done that to get toilet paper, but then over the years I've learned how to live legit, kinda. So like anything I do get, like I got a London Fog trench coat that I picked up from a place that gets donations and whatnot. So I have like nice clothes and stuff that I wear, I pick up, and that's what I do is I trade clothes and food. So I'll go to different places and I'll get food and clothes and I'll trade that, and that's what I do for my habit. Some people steal, some people, you know, me and my new buddy, we were just picking up stuff out of the dumpsters, and that's what we got, and whatnot. But everybody has their own little hustle, I guess.
Yeah, way to survive.
Yeah.
So that's the cart there. I would love to get a tour of like your camp. So if you want to do like another video, show us like how you live.
I would have to ask them because I just came there yesterday and set up my tent. But I'm pretty sure, like, as long as you don't catch faces.
Absolutely.
I don't think they'd mind.
Whatever would make them feel comfortable.
It's a lot cleaner. It's a lot cleaner than what you would think too.
Yeah.
It's not dirty. We had campfires last night. We were sitting there warming ourselves and just talking and chilling, and they were making fun of me because they thought that I'm the old me from about a month ago.
Yeah.
So like 2 months ago, I was running around the city, brandishing an axe, going off on people. I went to rehab twice now since then, and I've been doing good. I was off the blues for about a week. I just started yesterday again.
Do you have like a plan for the future, what you want to happen, or?
I want to go to college.
College?
I want to get off everything, and I want to be an RSS. So like,
recovery sport. Yeah, I got certified in that.
Yep. So that's what I want to do, like, because I want to teach the kids, especially, like, dude, this is not what you want to do with your life. If you think that, I'm just gonna say that, kind of like the last one. For this one's for the kids. Stay in school, man. Everything I've done, everything I've learned was through self-teaching and through school. So if you go to school, your odds are more likely that you won't live like this. I do this by choice. Okay, this is not something that I'm forced to do. If any one time I wanted, to get off the streets and get a job and do that, I could do that. Right now, I'm just currently in love with the lifestyle. You know what I mean? So just don't do that. Like, this is not cool. I've seen 30, 40 of my friends die in the last year or two. You know what I mean? They're never coming back. I had another friend that died from huffing air duster. He was a genius. This kid could have went to college and made something, and he didn't. Instead, he huffed air duster. He passed out on the couch, didn't wake up, and his mom actually was cooking dinner for an hour and then tried to wake him up, and he was already dead. So, you know what I mean? Stay in school and don't ever think that school's not cool, because you know what? This is not cool. This living on the streets, I gotta shit behind bushes and have people watch me take a piss sometimes because they're walking down the alley and I don't know they're coming. So, you know what I mean? It's not cool. That's not cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No privacy at all. I've got people that throw stuff at me. I got people that cuss me out, try to attack me because I'm homeless. This is not cool. I was a dare kid, so I know dare to keep kids off.
Would you say this is the result of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Of what can happen?
What can happen if you don't listen?
Just so you know, your story's not over. I know you know that.
Yeah.
I got my RSS certification when I was in rehab.
Yeah.
So, do you have access?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a course that you could take at the U of A. That's what I did.
That's what I heard.
I got it. Felt good too. After I got a month after rehab, I got to work in one. So it was so cool, bro. The best people to have those jobs is people like us.
Yeah.
So, because we know.
We already
know all about this, bro. We know what the textbooks don't know.
Yeah.
So
you can't learn from a textbook the same thing as you learn from living in the streets. You know what I mean? I used to think that when I was, learning from field manuals, military field manuals, because my dad would give them to me for survival. And when I was a kid, I never thought I'd have to use them. Well, it's a lot harder having to do it from memory. Even though I got an eidetic memory, it's a lot harder to do it from memory than it is through repetition of actually doing those things. So I was a Boy Scout, and I learned how to camp and stuff, so it's a little bit easier, but this is not the life, you know what I mean? I've had so many friends die, so many people die that I cared about, fell in love with, and they're never coming back. They're gone. You know what I mean? They're gone. Sad. When a spark of life goes out, it never comes back. You might see that person in somebody else maybe once in a blue moon, but you're not going to get that person back. So I died back in January. I was dead for half an hour, and they brought me back, and I was angry for the longest time. And it wasn't until last month when I finally started getting normal because I got that shot. So just remember, you know, they will drive you insane. They will take everything from you. They will kill your best friends. They will take your family. They don't discriminate. They don't care who you are, what you've been through, what you've done, where you come from. They don't care about none of that. You just will fuck your life up. So just remember that. It might be cool, people in the rap scene talking about how they do, you know, smoking and drinking, this, that, the other. Don't do that. Because they don't do that. They might do it on TV, but they ain't doing it every single day. That's not happening, because they would be out here in the streets. Look at MC Hammer. He's doing commercials with the General.
Yeah.
He's doing commercials with the General, and he was Hammer Time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He blew $30 million in one fucking year. That's crazy. If I had $30 million, I would give half of it to charities, and the other half I would take and put it into businesses to get people off the streets. That's what I would do with that money. Because I wouldn't want to see this shit done to anybody else's kids.
Is this everything you found today?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. We'll finish off with that.
we got dumpsters.
I would love to hear more of your story, though, bro.
We got dumpsters, and like I found some pretty cool stuff. We got some pizzas here. They're melted, but we could cook them. They're in the plastic wrap still. We got some applesauce in a burlap bag. Got a dry erase marker board with magnets. Bunch of school supplies.
There you go.
Binders, folders, little pencil boxes. That's my drink of water.
Gotta have the water.
Yeah, I gotta have water. I picked this out of a trash can, 3 days ago. Had to use that as a water bottle, because I can't just... I got a little flower box down here. This is like vegetables and more applesauce.
Do you scrap the bike or sell it?
No, yeah. I think what he's gonna do is just sell the frame.
Yeah. Yeah, go Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, or sell it locally, huh?
Yeah, we just find people and sell it to them.
Yeah.
Most people, they don't go to those businesses and things because we just don't have phones like that.
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, I got a phone. It's a Motorola cracked screen, but it's just so I can listen to music.
Yeah.
It has no service on it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I got this from another homeless girl.
Yeah.
That she traded it to me for something. I think she owed me something or whatever. And then I got the phone, and I was like, hell yeah, let me get that. And she got it from somebody else that left their stuff with her, and then they took off and never came back. So, yeah, I mean, this is our life.
This is life.
And a shopping cart. I was actually thinking about getting that tattooed somewhere. Like maybe on my neck or something. A little shopping cart, yeah.
That'd be dope, man. Yeah, man, well, very nice to meet you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully I'll see you again. Hopefully we can do another follow-up. If you talk to your people, just let them know. I'll bring you guys some food, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
That's if they want. It'd be cool just to see how you live and all that, but if
I'm
not,
sure they'd appreciate it.
If not, I totally get it. Or I could interview them if they want. So I'll give you a few of my cards. I appreciate your story, dog.
Yeah, we can get a hold of you. Yeah, because I think they might do that just so people know how we're living. You know what I mean? Because we want the world to know that this is America, but this is not the same America as it always was growing up. I mean, I'm 38 years old, and I know from stories from my dad, this is the times of the grapes of wrath. You know what I mean? And where the economy went bust, and now that the hit, it's getting bad. Like, this is horrible. I've never seen my America like this, never thought it'd get like this. And people are dying every single day. I mean, I have friends. I try to ask around, like, hey, have you seen so and so? This, that, the other. I got an ex right now that I'm trying to find, and I can't find her because she's not on Facebook or nothing.
Okay.
So I'm trying to see if she's okay or not. But I just heard yesterday that, you know, she's been seen recently. So I just have to find her.
Okay.
Like, but
Well, I could help you out with that if you want. Just keep in touch with me, and who knows? I may have interviewed her. You know,
yeah.
because I've been doing this. Let me see, October, November. Next month will be 1 year since I've been doing this. I've stacked up a bunch of interviews, but
that's about how long I've known her too.
Okay.
About a year.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for your story. Just be safe out there, and keep in touch, man. I would love to hear more about your story, like in the psych wards and just different chapters, you know. So this is a great intro video here to your life, and I know you've seen a lot, experienced a lot, and I know you know a lot. You have a lot of information that would help everybody, help the world, you know. So that's why I like doing this. I still need to hear these stories, you know.
Yeah, the world needs to hear these stories.
Facts.
I mean, this is actually happening in America. I mean, this is the reality of it, and our country's going downhill, like, all bad.
All right, brother. Well, thank you so much, man. Any final words?
Just be careful on what you do, and always make sound decisions. You know what I mean? Nothing is more important than a mind. The brain is amazing. It can come back from things that you wouldn't think it does. I mean, I was dead for half an hour. I mean, after you're clinically dead, your brain starts to deteriorate after 2 minutes. So if I'm this, you know, coherent and whatnot, then just imagine what could have happened if I never did. How smart I've been. I would have probably been a nuclear physicist or some other shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just be careful in what you do. These drugs, man. These drugs.
Yeah. All right, brother. We'll keep in touch, all right?